Welcome back everyone to my Let's Play of Phantasy Star on the Wii Virtual Console. It's time to go get Alice's best sword, the Laconian sword, from this temple on the island here. So we're going to be doing 2 trips through this temple. We're going to start off by going to the left. If we go to the left, there are 3 stairways up to the next floor on this level. We're going to go in the upper left stairway. It leads us to some treasure about halfway up the tower, and then we'll just warp out of here. The correct way forward is in the upper right. The lower left, that's just basically a dead end. There's going to be a bunch of pitfalls on some of the upper floors, and those pitfalls will end up leading to the lower left. So, like I said, you don't have to visit that one at all unless you fall down some pits. But we won't be falling down any of those pits. One of the pits is really sneakily placed on one of the treasure chests coming up here. I'll point it out then, but it's going to cause us to have to do a lot of walking just to avoid one pitfall. I'm not doing very good avoiding these sphinxes. We're getting a ton of them and getting a bunch of free flashes. I'm actually going to run out of inventory space later on because we get so many flashes. They're everywhere. Enemies, for the most part, on the first few floors are pretty weak. But then once you get to about to the 3rd floor, that's when enemies start getting a little bit tougher. Now there's some weak enemies scattered amongst the tougher enemies. But you will start running into some pretty tough enemies, including a new type of dragon on the final floor. Although probably the deadliest enemy is something you encounter here on the above the 3rd floor. These guys called Marauders. They look like the Reaper guys who we saw in that gas area on Motavia. And they look like the Death Adder from the Golden Axe game on the Sega series. What makes them really bad is they cast the Thunder spell, which hits everybody in your party for about 30 damage. So, yeah, really deadly. So, Noah will gain that spell eventually, but you know, it's not so good against enemies because usually they're not as big groups, so it's really, you know, it's pointless to cast against just a single target. You're better just casting the wind spell. So, even though that's pretty deadly against like a large group of enemies, it's rarely ever used. I don't think I ever really used that spell, so I just stick with the fire and the wind. So. Bunch of android cops there. Not too bad. I think a Thunder almost like is a 30-point laser gun for Odin, but it costs a lot of MP to cast. Got some new music here for the hallway. This is the floor, on the 4th floor here. This is where we can start running into those Marauder enemies. They're only solo, so that's not too bad. They hit hard. Here they are. Here's one right now. They hit hard, and they don't when they don't use their Thunder, so they can be tough. You know, even if they're not using their Thunder. So, go all on offense and hopefully finish him off. And we finished one off. That one kind of didn't use the Thunder. Run into another one again. I got kind of lucky on this first trip. Going through the shorter of the trips, none of them cast Thunder on me. When I'm going up to the boss to fight the dragon for the Laconian sword, yeah, then they start spamming Thunder on me. So if we would have went back, once you got that treasure chest, if we took a right, we'd end up getting it. There's a treasure chest, but there's a pitfall right in front of it. So in order to get this treasure chest that we're about to get, we have to go all the way around. This is that big long loop that I was talking about, just to get this one treasure chest. Because if you try to get it from the other side, you're gonna fall into a pit, and this is the pit that will take you down to that lower left area. But we're just going to warp out of here. We'll use our flute again to get out of here. And then we can take our hovercraft over to the east and get a free heal at Paseo, at Sulia's house. Not Paseo, Cabanete. Paseo is the place on Moltavia. Yeah, we're not too far away from, you know, the free healing, so we can also offload some of those flashes. I'm just going to run into a whole bunch more of those sphinxes and those werebats. They all drop flashes, so let's go get our free healing. We used up a lot of our magic points there. We want to save, once again, we want to save. We're not going to have a one-on-one encounter, but we still want to save Noah's MP. We don't really use his MP for healing because when we get to the top floor, we're going to have to fight a red dragon, and we're also going to run into white dragons up on that floor, a new type of dragon enemy. So, all these enemies around here, luckily they're easily runnable from. I don't have to worry about cutting out the battles. I can just run right away from them because they're so lower level compared to us. But when we don't want to fight them, we running into them every single step, it seems like, or every other step. But back when we were grinding, back at the beginning of the game, you couldn't run into them at all. They just, like, things were, you'd walk multiple steps until you get into an encounter. It's like that. When you don't want to get into encounters, you're going to get into a whole bunch of encounters. When you want to get encounters because you're grinding, then you just can't seem to get them. The game knows what you're thinking and what you want. I don't skip any of the fishman encounters on the shore there. I did get into one of them, so those guys, like I said, other than the sandworms, they're like one of the better enemies to grind for experience for, because each one gives 11 experience points, and whatchamacallit, they're the only type of monster found on the beaches. So you're always going to be running into fishmen. That's a key component to making them a good grind spot, like those sandworms, because you want to run into enemies that you don't want to have them diluted with a whole bunch of like weaker enemies. Like the fishmen wouldn't be very good if like you'd only get into an encounter with fishmen like maybe every 5 encounters, and the rest were like a bunch of those owlbears or swarms or scorpions, you know, because those battles are not giving any really good rewards for the time that it takes them. But you're guaranteed to fight fishermen only on the beaches. That's why it's because you go to grind, just like you're like 90% chance to run those sandworms on Rotavia on that eastern side of the wall. So now we're going to start our way up to the top of this tower. We'll find Alice's best sword, the Laconian sword. I believe it ends up giving her 14 more attack power. So that'll be her best weapon for the, like I said, for the rest of the game. The thing is though that on some bosses though, she'll still want to use her fire magic. It's too bad she doesn't get like the cure spell like Meow and Noah have, and we really want to have the cure spell like Meow has, because Noah's cure can't be used in battle. But yeah, because her heal spell, her only healing spell, isn't all that good, you know, for endgame. It's only healing for 20. where the cure spell does for 80. So it lets you recover from tough attacks like the Marauder's Thunder attack that we're going to run into. So quite a bit on our way up. But as I was saying, sometimes for some bosses, Alice will still use her fire spell. Because bosses sometimes have some high evasion where they'll miss, where she'll miss if she's attacking with the Laconian sword, where the fire spell never misses. Similar to how Odin will never miss with his laser gun. So you're always guaranteed to hit. If you plan to go back, now is the time to leave. I guess he's telling us now because, like I said, on the next floor we'll be running into those Marauders. Not too far. We didn't go far enough. This is good that we're getting a bunch of this treasure here, because when we eventually get to Gizolis, we are going to need 12,000 Macetas to advance the plot. So we have 2 dungeons, this dungeon and then Medusa's Tower, which we heard a long time about south of Gothic, to raise those funds. Like I said, a lot of these monsters here give us some good Macetas. So, and then like I said, we'll also end up selling those all those flashes we get. But whatchamacallit, those flashes are mainly going to be basically traded for burgers. Because Medusa's Tower also has some tough enemies in it, and it's a little bit longer than this tower. We'll probably also make multiple trips through that tower, probably 2 again. There's a few places where the branches off. So it's always nice that I was hoping that I'd run into more of those owlbears on this floor, but I was not so lucky. I kept running into the Marauders, and they were like not cooperative. They were the ones that were casting the Thunder on, which is why I had to heal out of battle there a little earlier. So it's weird that they, I guess they just throwing you a little bit of a break. You don't want every single enemy here to be a Marauder, so you get occasionally those really weak ones, the owlbears. That was a scary battle there. You can see, look at how bad that one used, I think, Thunder 3 times. So it's a good thing I had a scary battle before that, because that caused me to heal up. Actually, in battle, I think everybody ate a burger on their final turn. Now healed Odin. But now we're getting off this floor of Marauders. The next floor ain't too difficult, but then like the final floor will start having dragons in it, so I want to save, just use healing now with Alice and my remaining burgers. I want to save some MP for Meow in case I need to heal in battle, because Meow's the only one who can heal effectively in battle, because Alice is the 20 heal. I'm really only going to heal like one attack from one character, and Noah's healing spell doesn't work in battle for whatever reason, even though it shares the same name as Meow's cure. So maybe it's just like they should have coded a different name for it. Maybe there was a different name for it, but when it was translated from Japanese, so don't know, but I'm sure if you went on some places. And actually, yeah, this is the last floor. Yeah, we got green dragons, not white dragons. I'm thinking of Gizolis. That's what we're going to start running into, the white dragon types. So we have two new enemies on this floor. Green dragons, we have a new type of skeleton monster. But the green dragon is the one that you really want to watch out for. Like all the dragons, we're going to use wind to take it down. And once again, we gotta, like I said, hopefully have enough MP for the end when we fight the red dragon, which we've taken out so many of them so far. We got Alice's lightsaber from one, now we're gonna get her best sword, the Laconian sword from one, and they were actually random encounters in Cosmo's game, where we got Noah's best armor, the Frad Mantle. So yeah, red dragons, not so much of a problem anymore at this point. Luckily this floor is, there's only one little split, and the split is really short and it leads to its treasure. Otherwise it's a pretty much a straight shot. And you don't have to worry about getting lost. Like I said, the big floor that you have to worry about getting lost on is the first floor, where the, where there's 3 staircases to go up. Alright, let's open the treasure. Man, it wasn't trapped, and we got a burger, finally, a good treasure. Nice. And now we just have to head up this way, and this will eventually take us to, head to the left there, and that'll eventually take us up to the red dragon. And here's where the message we get if we can't carry anything anymore. It just basically says that, hey, you can't carry anything more, and we have the option of taking the flash or leaving it. This isn't a problem with, like, items like the flash or, you know, like a cola, if somebody dropped a cola. But it could be a problem if you skip picking up a major item. So that's why I use the cola there, just to clear up space in my inventory, so that I don't accidentally, when I get the Laconian sword, I ain't even given the option of, you know, not taking it. It'll automatically go to my inventory, so... Because sometimes you're just mashing the buttons, or I'm having one of the rats on my lap or whatever, and I'm not paying attention, you know, and I might make a mistake, so... I just want to preemptively make sure I got a slot, so I don't lose that chance. Yeah, you miss a key item, and, well, you're out of luck. Way. And eventually we're going to run into the red dragon, who won't be much of a problem. There he is! This one, he drops the Laconian sword. Too bad all the other ones didn't drop Laconian swords. Because Odin can also use the Laconian sword. But, you know, obviously he's better with the laser gun and the Laconian axe, which gives more attack power than the Laconian sword, but doesn't guarantee not to miss. So I'll have just Odin use a burger. That creates the guaranteed inventory slot here, so I'll automatically get the Laconian sword. Finish off this dragon, and we'll work back to Gothic with our fly spell. So that's why I made sure to keep 8 MP for Alice there. So she has 94 attack power. I think this gives plus 14. So let's see. Equip. Alice, she goes from 94 to, let's check out her stats here. Yep, 108. So if she starts to get some more armor, she can get the Laconian shield, which is her best shield. Odin will end up getting the Laconian armor. And that's pretty much it for endgame equipment for our characters. But those two are all on Dazorus, the ice planet. But before we head to Dazorus, we want to get as much as we can done here on Palma. there is the final dungeon, or the penultimate dungeon, basically, is in the northeast corner. So the final section of the game is going to be done in the northeast corner here in Palma. But I was, like I said, I want to get as much as I could done here in Palma, mainly just to get that money, so I don't have to do any grinding when I go to Dizorus, the ice planet, to afford the ice digger. Now, if I wanted to, I could sell the Land Rover. There's no reason to ever buy the Land Rover, but I just wanted to buy it just to have everything. It, unlike the hovercraft and this ice digger that we're going to get, is never required. There's always a way around those ant lions on Matavia. But on Dizorus, there's going to be ice that we're going to have to dig through. And so it's to get to some dungeons, so it's going to be necessary for us to pick up this ice digger so that we can dig through that ice and get to the dungeons to not only get the Laconian armor and shield that we need, but there's a few plot advancement items. So I'll just give it a bunch of these flashes, and then end up buying probably some more burgers. Just too bad there ain't any better healing than the burgers. So the lightsaber gets us quite a bit. Although the best healing comes from Studios' house, and we're going to go back and visit her. So, and then I'll save some time. I'll just warp back to Gothic, and then I'll just heal at the hospital. The hospital, like I said, it's like 1 Masada per magic point, and then I think 2 maybe for hit point. So she'll have full hit points and only missing 8 magic points. So the time saved that I'm going to do from doing this quick warp, the 8 Masadas I'm going to have to spend for it is a good thing. Now eventually, for the end game, we're going to want to buy the transfers, which function like that fly spell. Because that way we can save, we can use all of Alice's magic for healing. For right now, for these, this point in time, we don't need to. We just use her to make sure to save the 8 magic points. And we'll make sure to save those 8 magic points for our next dungeon, Medusa's Tower, which is on the pathway to the lower left there. And that's where we'll be heading in our next episode. Take care, thanks for following along, have a good day. Bye!